Alright, hey y'all, I'm BBH. This year I'm running a few games. I always like to run games I haven't done before in these marathons. And it came to my attention that I hadn't run Forgotten Worlds yet, so we're gonna do a 1cc attempt on this game. The original arcade game. Some people may be familiar with the Genesis version. This game also has some really obnoxious sound effects. Hopefully I got the audio set up just right. Even on the title screen, I can't avoid it. Anyway, there's like dialogue between stages, so we have to let those play out, of course. Yeah, remember the timer.
Did you find the guy?
Did you find the guy? So this is this is Forgotten Worlds. This is the first game Capcom made on their brand new hardware called the CP system, which came out in 1988. Capcom ended up putting a lot of stuff on the CP system, which retroactively became known as the CPS-1 after, you know, they made CPS-2 and CPS-3 and all that. And so this game was like kind of a showcase of what the system could do with the sound, which I guess they were still trying to figure out because the music in this game is a little goofy, but visually it looks, you know, very impressive for the time. None of the Genesis version couldn't really do the graphics justice. Anyway, we got shops between stages. I'm not gonna... should I buy the... No, I'm not gonna buy the health. I bought the Flying Stone just for increased speed, but other than that, I'm gonna save up my Zenny. This game does have a shop system. Whenever you kill enemies, they drop little blue orbs called Zenny, which was a currency that Capcom used for a few games. They used it in a game that predated this called Black Tiger. Used in a couple other games, I think. So, of course, the original arcade cabinet for this used a very original control scheme. Well, maybe not entirely original, but one you didn't see too often, where you use a joystick to move, and then you use a big analog knob to rotate your character and fire. You had to actually push in on the dial to fire. It's a lot like if you know the old Taito arcade game Frontline. It's a lot like that, except less clicky. And also, this game has built-in auto fire, so you can just hold the button down and keep firing. Anyway, here's the first boss. This giant inflamed butthole, which is summoning garbage that it occasionally shoots out. Maybe not the best showcase of the CPS-1 hardware there, but the bosses get a lot cooler. Oh, he said the thing. That's like the most famous quote from this game. So yeah, I mentioned how there was a Genesis port. I think there was a PC Engine port, I think. I'm actually not too familiar with the ports. Anyway, at this shop I'm going to... You always want to buy the Bowl of Life because that increases your max health. Do something kind of risky here. I'm going to buy the Potion of Resurrection, which lets you... It basically gives you an extra life. Because otherwise, you only have one life in this game, but I have to forego not being able to buy the other weapons here. So it's going to make the next couple stages kind of harder, but it gives me a little bit of insurance in case I die in some spot, because this is a one-life game. I mean, you can take multiple hits before you die. There are life-ups and armor you can get, but at the same time, it is very easy to have some bad luck and end around. There's a hidden armor item. The armor saves you from 3 hits no matter how much damage they do. You'll automatically not take damage, and there's another secret up here. The barrel gives you 3,000 Zenny. You know it's a Capcom game. They have all these little secrets. Unfortunately, they don't have any cap cows. But Mobi-chan shows up at some point, and the Capcom Yashichi. Just trying to get some Zenny. Also, there's a... if you double tap the fire button, you do a Mega Crash. which gets rid of all the bullets on the screen and sometimes kills small enemies like that, but it does drain a little bit of health. I will do that every now and then when I have armor, because it saves you from, I mean, you're already not taking life damage when you have armor anyway, and it can save you from taking a bigger hit, because, like, ideally you don't want to get hit by little weak bullets when you have armor, because it always protects you from the same amount of damage. Yeah, I'm going to try something new here. It's the dragon boss. This dragon was featured very prominently on the bezel on the arcade game. Oh, that didn't work. Sometimes you can just park yourself there. There we go. I literally just found that strat. I always try to do that the hard way. It's like, hey, quit it. Hey, quit it. I don't know if I should buy another weapon on this stage. I might try to... Then again, I'm not playing for score. If you're playing for score in this game, you basically have to save as much Zenny as possible, because all your leftover Zenny turns into points at the end. But we shouldn't worry about that. So I'm tempted to buy something here. Obviously, we're gonna buy the booster. We'll buy armor, sure. Full life. Actually, no, we don't want the Letinal optical weapon or the powerful flamethrower. I think I can take the boss just fine. Also, you can buy information. New information came in. The God of War hates to be attacked on shoulders. Well, don't we all? Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got the zoomies. Also, there are a few different versions of this game. Like, there's a bunch of ROM sets of this in MAME, like, obviously the Japanese version, but there's also, like, there are, like, earlier versions of this game where, at the beginning, you don't have the little two-way shot thing, you only have the gun, which certainly makes the beginning of the game much harder. You actually have to buy the two-way shot. Also, it felt like the difficulty was a little bit higher in general, like enemies fire at you more often and stuff like that, so this version is probably easier. I think this is the most common version. This is the version I've seen in arcades. There actually is an arcade in Portland that has a cabinet of this. Actually, there are two. I think Quarter World has one too. Both Quarter World and Next Level Pinball. So I've seen a couple cabinets of this in the last few years, which is kind of surprising, because this game became maybe not outrageously rare, but pretty rare nonetheless. It feels like a lot of people don't really preserve original cabinets of games from, like, the late '80s compared to, like, the golden age of arcade games. Oh god, I'm gonna use a Mega Crash here. I think there's health up here anyway. Yeah. In a case like that, you might as well just use the Mega Crash, because you're going to get your life back anyway. Save the armor. Luckily, running into walls or these things don't actually do damage to you. If you get stuck on the edge of the screen, though, that will damage you. So we're coming up on the God of War boss, which is the boss you would always see in, like, magazine screenshots and stuff. This is a very big boss. Multi-segmented. You don't want to stay on the edges of the screen, because he's about to, yep, do the big punchies. Hey, quit it. Anyway, I gotta destroy his shoulders, get rid of the arms. Also, he's shooting lasers at me now. Whoop. There, now he's got nothing. Blah. That's alright. You get, like, you'll usually get about, like, half your health back. Maybe less if you have all the bowls of life. Brap, 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 brap.
If the war god really died, no doubt about it. The king of gods must be saying his prayers now.
I have to think like Capcom was really proud of having these spoken dialogue cutscenes in between stages. Like, that wasn't entirely common in video games yet, so... Like I said, this is a big showcase of what the Capcom CP system could do. Like I said, Capcom got a lot of mileage out of it. They made a lot of games on that hardware, like Mercs, Willow, King of Dragons, even some big names like Final Fight and Street Fighter 2. So the CPS-1 system got plenty of usage. Anyway, we're on the Egypt part of the game, which takes like 3 stages. Also, at the beginning of that stage, there was actually a choice between going the top route or the bottom route. I prefer to go the top route. It actually does change the level a little bit. These guys are kind of annoying, so I'm going to just Mega Crash them. Wait for the second set before I go in the shop. When you go in the shop, everybody gets blown up. Anyway, we can buy... We don't need to buy armor, because there actually is an armor pickup later. But we're gonna buy the bouncy balls, which is pretty much a weapon you can use for the entire game. Which also works out well if you're playing for score and you want to save your Zenny. Bouncy balls are very good in this stage, just so they can ricochet them off the ceiling on the floor. But it's also important because it's a very regular shot pattern. Like, there's not much break in the shots, so it's easy to just keep shooting stuff. Other weapons have this problem where there's a delay between shots. So I'm not going to be buying any other secondary weapons for the rest of the game. Like, even the homing laser is, I mean, it's all right for the last boss, but it's not too great. Also, in like other versions of the game, these plant things would actually shoot at you, but here they don't really do much of anything. They're just kind of there to get in the way. Oh yeah, this game is playable on Capcom Arcade Stadium, which came out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and Switch. Where you can use the right analog to handle your aiming. It works pretty well. I was able to 1cc it on that, but I'm actually playing this in MAME, where I have a very weird, well, maybe not entirely weird control setup. Because you can actually use you can use your mouse for analog control. And since you don't have to mash buttons in this game, you can just hold down the mouse button the entire time. So I use the mouse to handle that, and I'm actually holding a DualShock 4 controller in my hand and using the D-pad to move. So I'm like a double-fisted control scheme here. It's typically the control scheme I use for like rotary joystick games like Ikari Warriors and Time Soldiers also. Guerrilla War, etc., etc. Anyway, this boss is kind of annoying. It's gonna summon things at the top and the bottom, but it's random which ones it decides to summon. And you can only shoot it when that face reveals the orb. I'm just gonna park myself here. Come on, there we go. Ponder the orb. I'm getting good luck on the first pattern. It's not summoning the things that shoot at you just yet. Okay, that went down pretty quick. Slower, slower, slower.
Was left to put special in the air with the flying stone also? I'm not sure, but he won't be getting seasick anymore.
Was Mescate's vessel in the air with the Flying Stone also? We'll never know. This plot point never gets resolved. But yeah, there's actually 3 Egypt stages in a row. This game has 9 stages. And so Egypt takes up a third of the game. Oop. Actually, wait, no, I need to lose my armor. Shoot me. Shoot me. That's okay, the shop will come back. Thank you. So I need to buy new armor. They won't let you buy armor if you already have armor. So you actually have to take the hits to get rid of it. Anyway, we're trading in Buster for Buster 2, or Booster 2, which is a more powerful shot. Bowl of life for extra health. Please attack Centipede's neck area. Please. What? Oh, God. Okay, I don't want to be taking armor damage. And I'm taking armor damage. Okay, I want to go bottom route. Thank you. Oh, that's like 3 hits already. That's not good. I've had problems with this stage before in the past, so I wanted to minimize damage there. That's not good. But this bottom route is pretty important because there are these laser shooting enemies that take a lot of hits, but if you destroy them, they give you 10,000 zenny. So if you destroy some of those, you're pretty much set for the rest of the game. Yeah, they'll give you a second chance to go in the shop if you don't go into it the first time. These things give the big zenny. Yeah, look at that. The big orb. So I'm gonna be doing some mega crashes here to like get rid of these enemies when things get hairy. Like that. Alright, still got like 2 hits left. Why is this thing invincible? I haven't seen this happen before. I hope that doesn't have a hitbox. Or hurtbox, I mean. Okay, that's a new glitch. Am I gonna have to mega crash this away? Okay. I assume it was gonna damage me, so you know. Alright, let's get some more of the big zennies. I don't think I can get that last one. Oh well, that's good enough. Alright, so we got the Tutankhamun head. This part's easy. And now for the Centipede. This boss is always kind of annoying because you can only damage the neck. It'll try to chase you. The tail will do an occasional 3-way shot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The bouncy ball attack is maybe not so great for this part, but it'll die eventually. I think bosses can eventually time out if you're not doing enough damage to them. I don't think they give you the bonus any though. Okay, that's fine. I may have to take a hit to get a... There we go. To buy new armor in the next stage.
Darn it. My date with Cleopatra is spoiled.
Cleopatra. Well, this stage is really short. This is the shortest stage in the game. Just had to throw in one more Egypt boss. Also, it scrolls vertically. Okay, there's the cap cow. There is a cap cow in this game. So the unit stone, everything powers up. I'm still not very clear what that means. I think it powers up your secondary shot. I think there's another cow on the other side. Yeah, 2 cows. They give you 20,000 points each. Well, of course there's going to be a mummy boss in the Egypt zone. Also, I guess I didn't have to take that armor damage. I thought they gave you armor in that shop, but I was mistaken. I apparently don't remember, I don't remember much about this game. Good thing I'm running it in this marathon. Okay, so hopefully I clear this boss with a lot of health, because the next stage is kind of a pain. There we go. It's a long stretch to get to the first shop in the next stage, so being at full health helps.
Now I've got this corner. There's no escape for you now.
Who are you talking to? Now we're out of Egypt. We're in the clouds, I guess. Frozen mammoths from Space Harrier. Okay, these guys are annoying because they have armor. I'll typically will use a Mega Crash on them if there's too many of them. There's a star. Star gives you 50,000 points. Oop. I think there's like a health pickup later on the stage, but I'm gonna buy health anyway at the shop. Snipe the dragon. Snipe another one. See, I'm already taking a lot of hits. Oh god. I need to be careful. Okay. Yeah, definitely buy health. Alright, more vitality. Special armor. And treatment. All these items go up in price every time you buy them, so... Laser will have no effect against Iceman. But they're selling a laser in the shop. So I'm glad they're going to charge you 80,000 Zenny for something that's going to be of no use against Iceman. That's not Iceman. Precursor to Marvel 2. That boy just doesn't take chip damage. Remember, like, the first year of Marvel 2 when everybody thought Iceman was top tier just because, you know, he didn't really take much chip damage? Oh, if only we knew. I'm taking a lot of hits here. I should be okay. I don't think there's too much more to this stage. Oh god. Yeah, Iceman was no Cable, at least. People figured out the Cable pretty fast. Alright, also, yeah, the Iceman boss is, can be pretty annoying depending on which weapon you have. Like, if you have the flamethrower against this boss, you would think flame would be good against ice, but it's actually not good at all. I've tried, like, all the weapons, and no matter what, this guy takes too many hits, so... Bouncy balls it is. Also, he kind of bears a resemblance to that old PlayStation mascot they were trying to, like, make a thing when the Sony PlayStation launched in 1995 in the US. Toshinden is a role-playing game. You'll be playing the role of a pinata. Or yeah, Budget Andros.
Now I'm going to do it my way. Wait. Don't underestimate the gods of thunder and wind.
Don't ever underestimate the gods of thunder and wind. Are you crazy? Whoa. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to buy health again. I forget how many items you can pick up later, so... Might as well. I want to say there's a health pickup later, but... Also, they give you a second chance to buy the Potion of Resurrection, but I already have it. Super Buster, weapon firepower increases. I'll take that. Take some armor. Get some treatment. at some information. It's good if you defeat either of Layden or Huden. I think they might mean Raijin or Fujin, but... Now who that is? My baby mama. So yeah, this is stage 8. There's only one more stage after this. Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys with the armor are really annoying, so I just use a Mega Crash to knock their armor off. And get rid of all the bullets, because they tend to flood the screen with bullets. Oh yeah, there is a health up on this stage. I remember now. It's hidden. Come on, there we go. It's in one of these little cave things. There it is. A Capcom pinwheel. It never disappoints. Except if you're playing Vulgus, because then it's trying to kill you. The Capcom pinwheel was originally an enemy. Oh god. Forgot about those things. Why is there organ music on this stage? Like I said, it feels like Capcom was like heavily experimenting with the sound capabilities on this game, because, you know, it's the first Capcom system game. They wanted to see what the hardware was capable of, and so they just kind of they just want to jam. I don't know. They got a little better with music later, but I would definitely say this game's soundtrack is not one of its strong points. Anyway, we're fighting the big dudes, Layden and Huden. The strat here is to, like, try to shoot them in the dick, which makes them do a laser. Occasionally, they'll do this goofy jump kick. The world's slowest double jump kick. How do I still have armor? There we go. You can just focus on one of them, because they share the same life bar. Their heads both blew up at the same time. And they're still walking. Speaking of Magic Sword, that tower looks a lot like the tower from Magic Sword, huh? I like how that line gets cut off. I'm going to kill him to... I'll burn him with my aura! What? Okay. This is the final stage. They kind of throw a lot of stuff at you. And also, there's actually 2 shops you can go into, so if I take some damage early, it's not too big a deal. I'm looking for secrets. Like, if you go in here, there's 10,000 point zennies. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck! Okay, that's fine. Alright, shop number 1. First order of... Oh wait, no, you can't buy that till later. So I've got that. All I'm buying here is... Actually... There are health pickups later, but... Yeah, we're not playing for score. Buy the armor, buy the health. The world's first auto-tracking laser. Well, too bad we're not buying it. I guess it's okay against the last boss. But, I'll stick with the bouncy balls. Use some Mega Crashes here for safety. These things are pretty easy. Although it does stop the screen to make sure you kill them for whatever reason. These giant air conditioners. Those are just enemies from sidearms. Yeah, I guess I didn't need to buy that health because they just give you... That little POW 48 is like 48 hit points. And there are some enemies shamelessly stolen from Gradius. We're deciding not to die for some reason. I got like 1 hit left of the armor. But you do get another shot. Oh, okay, yeah, 1 more hit. I can't count. There we go. Oh, did I pick up an... Wait, did the armor stack? They shouldn't stack. I've taken a lot of hits and I still somehow have armor. It's okay, I'm fine. I guess the armor does stack. Yeah, how did they get their hands on the world's first auto-tracking laser? So, buy armor again. Gonna buy the transport stone for ultra high speed. Because we're coming up on the last boss, whose name is Bios. And this guy is cheap as hell. He's got this attack that just kind of fills the screen with lasers, and it's very difficult to dodge. And I'm going to take a lot of damage here. I could end up losing all my health, which is why I bought the little resurrection stone. Anyway, the first part of the fight, you just park yourself here, keep shooting these little aliens. Not a problem. But basically, when the boss turns purple, he's about to do his big laser blast. The best way to do it is to hope he's like right above you, and like start from like the left side and then sweep to the right, or from right to left. If he's anywhere else on the screen, it's harder to get around him. Here it comes. Yep, I knew it was coming. I still got hit. Sometimes I'll crash into him if I know the lasers are going to hit me, because you actually take less damage from running into them. The lasers do a ton of damage. And you cannot mega crash them to get rid of them, so... Why is he at the bottom of the screen? He's screwing everything up. Hey, I dodged one. Oop. I somehow staggered him. Ah. Even when you know it's coming, it's still hard to avoid the hit. And there goes my armor. I'm gonna crash into him just to take less damage. We almost got him. Nice, I didn't even need the potion. And all that Zenny turns into score.
I've done it.
I've done it.
I'm still shivering. Yeah, me too, man.
They didn't voice act the last part. Thank you very much. We'll rebuild this town no matter how long it takes. Story of 2 heroes saving this world. And we play for there will be no evil like the King of Gods again. Thereafter, no one ever saw 2 heroes again, until Marvel vs. Capcom 1 when they became an assist character. Okay. Oop, it's timer. I forgot to stop the timer. We're underestimate for that anyway, I think. But yeah, it's a fun little game. They could never do a perfect arcade port of this until Capcom Arcade Stadium. Oh no, wait, no, I think it was on Capcom, on one of those Capcom Arcade collections for like PS2, right? You'd think I would research these things before I like do a run in a marathon. Research? What's that? I just play games. June 1988. Finn. Anyway, yeah, that's Forgotten Worlds. we're still like way ahead of schedule on this marathon. Anonymous is next with G Darius. But I said like if needed, I can fill time with another game. But if we were tossing it over to him, then I'll toss it back, and I'll be back tomorrow for a Kaiser Knuckle General Challenge. Al's good to go? Alright. I will catch y'all in chat. Peace.